A new home brings the promise of a fresh start.
They were looking forward to a new beginning.
We hope you'll be very, very happy.
Moving into a nice neighborhood and having our own place, it was nice.
But when true colors are revealed, dreams of the good life are shattered.
You can't park here.
There was absolutely no need for him to be so upset.
It seemed like every day there was a new incident.
It's my home now.
This is my home.
I think someone's watching us.
It escalated very quickly.
You don't answer when I'm knocking.
I'm here now, aren't I?
You're like animals. You don't know anybody.
I thought he was just trying to scare us.
What's going on? I'm not going to jail for that.
What are you doing here? I did not want to die.
Who could have foreseen the violence and the bloodshed that would result from a parking dispute? That must have been terrifying.
Hey! Ow! What are you doing? Hey, moving anywhere. Why don't you leave? You, a single man as pathetic as you!
Biddeford, Maine is a small coastal city filled with beautiful landscapes and charming family neighborhoods.
Biddeford is a pretty quiet town. A lot of friendly people, supportive community. I grew up there when I was younger. My whole family's pretty much grown up in Biddeford, so Biddeford absolutely was a great place to grow up.
Really nice neighborhoods, kind of cookie-cutter houses. It's a community where everybody plays and everybody goes to church on Sunday.
Sue Stevens and her two sons, 19-year-old Derek and 6-year-old Braden, are looking for a new place to live in the upmarket neighborhood along Secaucus Road.
The area of Secaucus Road is a beautiful area. It's higher upscale homes, bigger homes, manicured lawns.
In 2012, early that spring, my boyfriend and I broke up. My son Derek and my son Braden and we wanted our own place, so we started looking for an apartment.
Not looking good, boys. I don't see any for rent signs.
Don't give up yet. I saw something here the other day. It didn't just disappear.
Sue is a customer service rep at a local manufacturing plant, while Derek works at a car detailing garage.
Derek is very easygoing, loving, caring, would do anything for anybody. He's a good kid. He was all about trucks and cars. Braden is the sweetest little boy. Him and Derek got along great. He idolized Derek.
Stop the car. There's the place I saw the other day.
It was an old farmhouse that had been upkept beautifully. It was like a little duplex.
It was a 2-story. In between the garage and the main house was the apartment.
Hello. Hi. Can I help you? Yes, we're here about the place for rent.
Sue and the kids meet one of the landlords, Armit Pack. Her husband James isn't home at the moment.
Oh, yes. Just follow me to the side. Okay, great.
Armit was very pleasant. She was just a warm, friendly lady.
Here it is. It's perfect for a small family.
She just asked, what I did for work, asked a little bit about the kids, and told us what the rent was.
What's the situation with the garages here?
Oh, if you move in, then you get to use one side of the garage.
Sweet. Perfect for my baby.
Baby.
He needs his truck.
Oh.
It was a 2-car garage. Derek wanted it for auto detailing, because he was very much into that.
What do you think? It's a little bit small. Do you think we should keep looking?
No. I think we can make this work.
There wasn't a lot of apartments to look at. It was affordable, it was nice, and Derek wanted it. So if he was happy, I was happy.
We'll take it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sue returns the next day to sign the lease and meets the man of the house, James Pack.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Pack. I'm Sue.
Oh, call me James.
When I met James, I was working for the Rutland Herald daily newspaper in Vermont. James was a successful mason and landscaper. He was regarded as a hard-working, humble man. He lived the American dream. He rose from rags to riches. He had the respect of everybody that knew him.
James worked in Vermont his entire life until he moved to Maine. About a year before he moved to Maine, he sold his business.
They were looking forward to moving and starting in a new spot.
the rental agreement.
Okay.
Only 2 adults in the unit, plus you little boy. And only 2 cars in the driveway.
My first impressions of James was that he was nice, he was friendly.
Looks good. Here you go. Thank you. Here's your deposit.
It was a really good feeling when we signed the lease, having our own place and moving into a nice neighborhood. It was nice.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
We hope you'll be very, very happy.
But the warm welcome won't last long.
Bye.
You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
You don't like it? Move!
The most shocking part was how quickly it turned.
For now, Sue and her... Yet when they arrive, they're in for a surprise.
When we were moving in, there were people actually still moving out. Apparently they waited till the last day. I don't know exactly what was going on with that, but you could tell there was tension, and it wasn't really a comfortable situation to be around. I just assumed that maybe they needed to move and they weren't happy about it.
It's all yours.
Thank you.
You need help in bringing your stuff in?
Oh, that's okay. Thanks. We got it.
I took the next Monday off to get stuff unpacked and everything, and I was home by myself.
What are you doing here?
Sorry, didn't know you're here. Have to check plumbing.
James Pack just walked right in the door. So that kind of made me uneasy.
Most of us would be taken aback to have their landlord, any landlord, barge in on them, especially when they don't know that person very well.
A few days later, James sees a strange vehicle parking in their driveway.
Whose car is this? Only 2 cars in the driveway, that's the rule.
James's attitude towards his tenants came more from having run a business for so many years. James and Armid seem to be holding their tenants to the same standard that they would an employee.
Don't worry, Jim. I'm sure it's not going to be a regular thing.
The car belongs to Olivia Welsh, Derek's girlfriend.
Olivia's my little pride and joy. All of young 18, she was taking college classes. She also worked 2 jobs. Just wonderful. Wonderful. Hard-working girl.
Olivia wanted to tackle the medical field. She was going to try and be a registered nurse.
Olivia and Derek were inseparable. You know, it's the first real love. They were a very sweet couple. Very in love.
You can't park here. It's not allowed.
They got into a dispute. He did not want Olivia's car in the driveway.
Hold on.
You have to go park on street. I don't care. You have to go now.
And it was a big driveway. There was absolutely no need for him to be so upset.
You go now.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'll move my car.
To say that his demeanor and his anger were exaggerated for the offense would be an understatement.
You don't like it? Move.
We really didn't understand that there was an issue. Because looking at where she parked, there was no issue.
It's not parking lot. 2 cars.
Yeah, I got it.
They're not ones to yell back or argue back. They would just ignore it and walk away.
I don't know what, but something snapped.
What is wrong with you?
It amped up very quickly. He was just very angry.
James was used to being in control of everything in his life. His business, his house, his finances, his relationships.
Everything okay, honey?
No, it's not. They lied to us.
He was just so particular and he wanted everything done perfect.
He's rude to me.
I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding, honey.
No, it's no misunderstanding. We're too old to put up with this.
James's life seemed different when he moved to Maine. He just didn't seem like he was as happy. He missed everybody in Vermont and all his friends, and He was somewhat a little bit lonesome up there, but I think it was wearing on him a little bit.
Everything will be fine.
Yet it's not long before there's another showdown in the driveway.
What on earth is that?
Derek would be messing with his truck daily. He would shine it up, he would wax it, he would wipe the tires when he got home. That was his baby.
Hey! Hey!
Whoa, what's going on?
You make too much noise. What are you doing here now? Don't you have a job?
Yeah, I do. But I got some time off now.
Derek had had a couple of weeks off from the car detailing, and Derek would go out, and James would kind of follow him around and complain.
You're bothering me and my wife. You want to crane the truck? Take it to a car wash.
Derek didn't know what to do. He wasn't going to stop going outside.
I'm sure Armit was embarrassed to some degree by her husband's behavior, but she wanted to support her husband, perhaps even if she didn't agree with him.
You can't tell me what I can't do. This is my home now.
No, it's not. This is my home. This is always my home.
We are not your guests. We are paying rent.
James believed that he should be treated expecting things that no one else would expect.
There are rules to live here. You like the rules, you stay. You don't like the rules, you move.
James, calm down. Come inside. I'm sure he got the message. Come on.
Yeah, I got the message. Jerk. Well, this guy is constantly attacking me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next time. I mean, his wife had to separate us.
I would just tell Derek to ignore. Just ignore it the best you can. There's not much else you can do.
Next time he goes off on you, just walk away. Don't engage with him. Derek, we can't afford to look for another place to live. All right?
I'll just walk away.
Promise?
I promise.
Sue.
Arma is different from James because she was much more low-key. She came over and she apologized.
I'm really sorry for what happened with my husband and your son yesterday. Jim just has some issues.
She says he just... How does she word it? He has too much time on his hands during the day.
It's okay. I hope that things will be better between us from now on.
I'm sure they will be. Although, maybe you should get your son to work more. You know, like, help pay with the rent.
Excuse me?
She was telling me that I should have Derek helping me pay and was kind of giving me motherly advice that I really didn't need.
I gotta go.
Sue and Derek feel their landlords are being overbearing and intrusive.
I felt micromanaged a lot, and it made me feel like they were watching us a lot more than we really realized.
James Pack feels his new tenants don't respect him or the rules of their rental agreement.
To have somebody who was living essentially under his own roof, flaunting the rules of his house, enraged him.
I think we should probably clean her off too. My poor baby. You coupled me.
And Olivia's frequent visits keep adding fuel to James' fire.
Why is she here again?
She's visiting. She's my guest.
The rental agreement say only 2 adults in the unit. Now you have 3.
He believed that Derek's girlfriend was, in essence, living there and not to be paying extra rent for the privilege.
She stayed a few times overnight, but she was not living there.
I'm like, why? Why would we need to pay more?
We are not paying you anything extra. Come on, guys. Let's just go in.
When Sue and Braden go away for the weekend, Derek decides to unwind with Olivia and his stepbrother Dylan.
Dylan's a good kid. They were best friends. He would go camping with us a lot. He spent a lot of time at our house.
But the fun and games are short-lived.
Okay, I'd meet you in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
See you, buddy.
Amazing. Okay, that's enough out of you.
Slow down.
Hey, Derek. Pause the game a second.
Derek's stepbrother thought he saw something outside the window. Derek said, "Are you sure?" He says, "Yeah, there was somebody standing outside the window looking in."
I think someone's watching us.
I knew Armit worked nights, and her husband's home night.
I can't imagine what it was like to live in those two households. They went to investigate and there was nobody there. Whether it was James, I can't say, but it's probably an even money situation.
I swear someone was out here.
It was James Pack. There was no doubt in my mind. We felt uneasy after that because we felt like we were being watched.
On Monday morning, Sue and Braden still haven't returned from their trip. Which doesn't sit well with James Pack.
Unacceptable. I want you to call her.
I came back Monday morning, and I had a voicemail on my phone.
Hi, Sue. It's Armit Pack. Derek is here, and his girlfriend. There's another boy here at the apartment, but you're not here. We don't really know what's going on.
I was mad. I don't need to explain to her where I go for a weekend. Nothing was done wrong. Derek's old enough to stay home alone if he wants to, and if they want to have a boy, as they describe Dylan, sleep over, that's more than okay, too.
You're not going to believe the message Mrs. Pack just left for me. They've been checking on who's staying here.
It was pretty much confirmed when Armit told me that she knew a boy slept over there. The only way she knew that is somebody's looking in the window.
See?
I didn't feel comfortable with, so I always had the door locked at night. I had woken up to hearing what sounded like a door handle. I thought maybe it was my imagination, and Olivia mentioned that she heard the same thing.
Sue and Derek are determined not to let James Pack make their lives miserable.
For Sue and her son and Olivia, it seemed like every day there was a new episode, a new incident.
James remains determined to teach his tenants a lesson in obedience and respect.
He never missed a day work. He was probably one of the hardest working person that I ever knew. He would go through a lot of help. If the help couldn't do to his expectations, then he would get rid of them.
As winter continues to hammer Maine, the intense snowstorms take a toll on James.
James was a senior citizen. I can only imagine how hard shoveling snow would be to do by himself.
The homeowner is furious that Sue and Derek aren't outside pulling their weight.
Yeah.
There's lots of snow. You have to help clean it.
I would just tell Derek to do, if he asks you to do something and it's not out of the question, then just do it. I didn't want to constantly have arguments.
Derek will be out in a moment, Mr. Pack.
It's our responsibility, but it's also our walkway, and when we want to shovel it, that's when we should be shoveling it.
Thank you.
The tension between landlords and tenants surges when Sue refuses to pay December's rent.
You gotta be kidding me.
There were some issues in the apartment.
Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
Derek called me at work one day and asked who paid for the hot water and the water and the sewer, and I'm like, they do. Why? He says, because the water is not working. The water in the bathroom sink, you could only use hot water, so you couldn't use cold water to brush your teeth. If you ran the washing machine or the dishwasher while you were taking a shower, it would back up in the shower, which was disgusting. And we had mentioned those to them. Nothing ever got fixed. So we had decided that until we got things resolved, we weren't going to pay December's rent.
Sue, you're several days behind on rent.
And we're still having problems with the plumbing.
We had decided that we were going to move, but we wanted to wait until spring. We didn't want to move out in the winter.
James is not going to be happy about this.
James' wife is not wrong.
10 days late with the rent. And why they go for it here again?
Calm down, please.
You're too soft on them. Either they pay now or she get out.
James' state of mind
Can
deteriorated.
you talk to her again?
Want her out.
Susan, it's Armit Pack. You haven't paid rent. It's 7 days late. I don't know where you are.
She had left messages for Sue and for Derek, but you can hear her husband in the background urging her to say certain things.
Can you please get in touch with us?
You have to pay.
This is ridiculous.
I want her out!
James is prepared to do whatever it takes to get his way.
James owned multiple guns. Some of the people who knew him best didn't even know that James owned a firearm. The side of him that was resentful and violent.
He was going to snap at some point, no matter what happened.
He let his evil hatred fester, and he created a situation that wasn't even there.
James owned a .357 revolver. I think there was a side to James that nobody else saw.
Jim, where are you?
Be right there.
Upon second thought, Sue realizes she won't win this round and waves the white flag.
We just paid the rent to make peace because I didn't want to hear the arguing and the yelling. I thought maybe if you could just get your money, you'll be quiet.
But for James, the rent isn't good enough.
Over time, it was like water on a stone, and it wore him down. But as far as stones go, it did not take very long to wear him down.
Soon another snowstorm hits, and the pileup in the driveway sends James over the edge.
Look at this mess. I have to plow the snow. I can't with all the cars here. Hello? Sue? Anyone home?
Let me call her.
I know they're in there. They're hiding from me. Hello? Sue?
They had called one time because of the snow, and yes, the kids should have gotten up and moved the cars so he could plow. So I did call Derek. I had him go move the cars.
Well, you don't answer when I'm knocking. I'm here now, aren't I? This can't go on. I want them out.
Let's have a meeting with them, okay? Give them one more chance. Let me write her a note.
Armit offered to bring the two sides together and try to extend an olive branch.
On the day of the 28th of December, they had left a note on the door saying we had to have a mandatory meeting for the next morning with Olivia. I had plans with Braden. Derek and Olivia both had to work.
If the meeting between the landlords and the tenants had taken place, maybe everything would have worked out.
So when I left the next morning, I left a note on the door letting them know that we've already made plans, and that's what I think started the whole train of events from that day.
On this particular night, it was blustery snowstorm. The plows could barely keep up with the snow that night.
I got home with Braden. We brought the groceries in. Olivia got home after us.
I know Mr. Pack doesn't like me parking here. There's too much snow on the street, and I don't want to get towed.
The town of Biddeford has an ordinance against curbside parking during snowstorms to allow for plowing.
There was a parking ban, and I told her to park behind me. There was no reason for her not to.
Don't worry, it's fine. Derek will be home soon.
When James sees Olivia's car in the driveway yet again, he snaps.
Her car here again. We told him only 2 cars in the driveway. She parked here again.
Derek's arrival only intensifies James' anger.
Hey, you and your mother make her sick. Why you go for car here again?
Derek was shoveling a path around their door. Of course, James came out just screaming in his face.
You can't even sell snow right. You do properly. You sell snow right.
We were sitting in the living room, and we could hear arguing outside. We heard voices.
Olivia, take Brayden into the bedroom and put a movie on for him, please.
I told Olivia to take Brayden into the bedroom so that Brayden didn't hear any of it.
What's the matter, you? Steal from an old man.
Give me a snap time
Oh,
today.
you owe me money. All you do is to take.
What's wrong with you?
You
You've
owe
only
me
had it out
money.
for me since the day I moved in. I haven't
told you,
done anything.
only
I
poor
haven't done
people.
lying.
What's the matter with you? You know what you do? You take it from your mother.
Stop talking to him like that.
It was so off the wall, somebody acting like that. So I videoed it.
You're not recording me right now.
Excuse me, that is sick.
Seriously, what is wrong with you?
He seems out of control. James's level of inebriation that night had to have been a factor. I mean, how could it not?
You're still at no pay rent?
You have your rent and you've had your rent
Yeah,
every
you
month.
walked in 16, 18 days late. You paid.
You have had your rent.
Don't talk to me like that. Don't do that. Oh my God, he's crazy.
You know what you
Call
are?
the police.
You're an animal.
You're like animals. You don't know any better. You think steal it from old people.
We have not stole. What have we stole from you?
He called the police.
You're crazy.
You live like an animal. Hey!
Minutes later, police arrive and speak with Derek first.
What's going on? I was out here shoveling the walkway, and he come out screaming at me. And then he got directly in my face, said, hit me. I said, I'm not hitting you. I'm not going to jail for this.
You have had your rent. We showed him the videos on the phones, told him what happened.
Do you feel threatened by Mr. Pack?
No, I don't.
A 19-year-old boy, head of the household, with a 6-year-old child and his mother. Of course he said, no, I'm not afraid. He was afraid.
Disengage. Okay? Take the video, disengage, leave this shovel, come inside, let him do whatever. Okay? If it continues, obviously call us.
I'll go speak with Mr. Pack right now.
Okay, thank you.
The officer finds James Pack drunk and enraged.
No, for the 2-car pocket, they got 3 cars.
I can't do a thing about it.
Sir, this is a civil matter. I can't make them move their cars or shovel snow.
The police told James that he needed to use the law and the courts to resolve his dispute with his tenants.
You're going to see me in the news tomorrow.
You're going to see me in the newspaper.
You can't threaten to physically hurt him. You can't threaten to shoot him.
Sir, you can't make those kind of threats.
Like to give a finger. He come to me running there. I like to shoot you.
Yeah, but you can't tell him that. You can't threaten him that way.
James repeatedly told the police that he wanted to shoot his tenants.
You do have a lot to lose, sir. You have this house, you have your wife, you have your vehicles. Just ignore them. Don't let it get to you.
There's nothing more I can do.
The officer leaves James telling Sue nothing of the death threats. All he says is, you should keep your distance from him tonight.
I advised him, can't harass you, can't threaten you. Whether it was successful or not, I don't know. I'll find out soon. Well, just keep your distance.
James drank upwards of, I believe it was 12 beverages that day. That's a shocking amount of alcohol for anybody to drink.
For the furious landlord, there's no turning back now.
Of their departure, James armed himself.
The officer was probably just pulling out of the driveway when James Pack came out of his house, walked into theirs.
What are you doing here?
In those seconds and minutes that everything unfolded, it must have been terrifying.
When someone gets that angry and is that intoxicated, you gotta make sure they don't have a gun or a weapon.
We were in the living room taking Christmas tree decorations down. Brayden was still laying in the bedroom watching a movie. James walked in, and we kind of just looked at each other like, what's going on?
What are you doing here?
thought he was just trying to scare us. And he took the gun out. I got a shot in the back. And I think I fell into the wall and then onto the floor. And I got a shot in the arm, and that was like, it just went in and out.
Don't worry. I'm not going to shoot you, little boy. I'm going to kill myself.
After he shot me, I lay there and I didn't move. I kept my eyes closed and I pretended I was dead until I heard the door close and then it was quiet. And I didn't hear anything else. So I yelled Derek and Olivia's name to see if they answered. They weren't going to. So I yelled to Braden. And I told Braden to stay where he was. And somehow I still had my phone in my hand. I called 911.
We've been shot. Please hurry. Somebody's been shot? Yep. Oh, God, please hurry. They're on their way, dear. Stay right here with me, okay?
Once the police left the house, it was exactly 3 minutes after that I called them to come back.
Even with the outbursts and the threats, who could have foreseen the violence and the bloodshed that would result from a parking dispute?
Officers kicked the door in, and I told them where Braden was. And then the ambulance got there, and one of the officers went with me.
James barricaded himself in his own home after the shooting.
The negotiator tries to convince James to surrender.
I shot him all.
Armit left her house and walked in the middle of a snowstorm until police picked her up. All I can think is that Armit realized her dream was ending. Everything that she had hoped would happen for her and her husband was crashing down.
A lot has gone on right now. There's a lot that's happened. Jim, what I'd like for you to do is to put the gun down and to walk outside.
After a 3-hour standoff, James finally emerges from the house.
They move in, they use a taser. He's taken down, he's handcuffed, and he's taken away to jail.
As they interrogate their prisoner, investigators are able to piece together the horrific shooting.
James wasn't going to wait for the law. He was going to take matters into his own hands. James armed himself with a .357 Magnum revolver and stormed over to his tenant's apartment.
What are you doing here?
I'm going to shoot you.
And then he shot Sue twice. He shoots Derek twice. And he shoots Olivia twice. We're talking close proximity. And my daughter was yelling, "Please don't shoot," because she was last. Imagine the horror. Sue called 911, and she said, "We've all been shot. The police were just here. James Peck shot us all. Please hurry, please hurry."
I pretty much knew in my mind that Derek and Olivia were dead because I didn't hear anything else. I knew they were dead. I kept thinking in my head, Braden needs his mom. And that's what I kept telling myself, Braden needs his mom. I did not want to die.
Emergency surgery saves Sue's life.
I had 2 chest tubes in for my lung. They came in like 3 times a day to take x-rays. The day that I left the hospital was to go straight to the funeral home for Derek's wake. And then the following day was his funeral. I was in there for Olivia's, so I could not go to Olivia's.
This was the last person that as beautiful as Olivia.
My daughter was murdered. It's just not fair. It doesn't even make sense.
James Pack is charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He pleads not guilty by reason of insanity.
He changed his plea to guilty about a week before I think the trial was supposed to start because they found that he was competent to stand trial. He ended up getting life sentences, consecutive life sentence for both murders and 30 years for attempted murder, which was the max. He got the max for everything. I kind of thought, like, I would be relieved after, and then I would feel better. But I didn't. It didn't change anything. I am currently suing the Bedford Police Department for basically negligence and wrongful death. James told him that he was going to kill us, and the police told him you can't threaten your tenants like that. They thought that they were hollow threats.
I had a gun, I shoot them.
The officer said, "It's a civil matter. I'm sorry, you have no rights as a landlord." That's a real common thing to say to a man who is escalating, saying, "I'm going to kill him." Never asked him, "Do you have a gun?" It's complete negligence on the police's part. Complete.
I want a jury to tell them what they did wrong. And I want that for Derek and Olivia.
The community along Secaucus Road is left shattered by the shocking crime.
There's only 2 things in life that will change you forever, and it's love and grief. And so, we're all changed. We're not the same people. The whole community has changed.
Armit Pack lost her husband to prison, but has stood by him throughout.
Armit was in the courtroom for all of the hearings. She sat as close as she could to where James was sitting, and they would talk to each other.
Sue and Braden have moved on with their lives as best they can.
Braden was scared. Braden was scared at nighttime. He didn't like any noises. He would lay there and he would tell me how much he missed Derek, and he would cry.
Olivia was really a wonderful girl. I want people to remember her for that. Her smile. Great friend, great daughter. This is what's left of my baby girl. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
And I see so much of Derek and Braden. It's because I see Derek so much in him. I think about him every day. I think about him all day long. And there's always something missing. Every event that we have, every holiday, everything, we will never have another perfect one because there's always something missing. And I just don't want people to forget him.
Life in a small town has many charms and benefits.
I can't thank you enough, Randy.
The neighborhood helps each other. It's a close-knit neighborhood in a lot of ways.
Stay for a minute. Have a drink with Randy.
People out in that area depend on each other.
But when old friendships are tested,
You accuse my family of something?
If you had trouble with one of them, you had trouble with all of them.
they spark a merciless war to be the last man standing.
They couldn't even pass each other on the road without arguing.
He destroyed my truck. I was defending myself.
It just ended up being a free-for-all.
You won't get away with it this time.
Each family wanted to get the last word.
What did you do to my brother?
It's just one big nightmare.
Listen, I've told him all the way along. I don't play games.
Fight me! Come on, come on!
The only way this was going to end was for somebody to die.
Hey! Ow! You do it! They ain't moving anywhere. Won't you leave? You, a sicko man, as pathetic as you!
Clendenin is a charming rural community in the heart of West Virginia.
The town of Clendenin is more or less a suburb of Charleston, West Virginia. It's a tight-knit community. It's right along the river. It still has a little bit of mystique from being along the river.
It's beautiful in the fall. It's beautiful in the summer. Really, I can't say anything bad about the area. It's full of good people.
Nestled in the mountains is Laurel Forks Road, a winding country trail that's home to generations of families.
Whatever country life's got, we've got it. We raised our kids there. And we always had a yard full, a house full of kids, neighbor kids, come in and out. Seems like everybody moves away, but eventually they come back.
Look at these. These are beautiful. Look at that.
David Elmore Jr. is a longtime resident of Laurel Forks Road, along with his wife Tasha and their 3 children.
We're raising a real outdoorswoman. Look at that.
David Elmore Jr. grew up in Clinton with his family, and then when David Elmore Jr. got married, that's where they stayed, and that's where he and Tasha had their kids and raised their family.
Look at these. Huh?
Several generations of Elmores share the same plot of land, including David's brother Joseph, grandfather John, and his father, David Sr.
In Appalachia, where the mountains are so dense, to get any kind of property where you can build a home is kind of at a premium, so it's very, very common for families to all live sort of along the same hollow, and that's what David Elmore Jr., that's what the Elmore family had done.
The tight-knit Elmores love everything their rural homestead provides.
They were able to grow up and blossom as adults, but still keep their roots really close together in Clendenin.
Yeah.
Living just down the road from the Elmores is veteran and local handyman Randy Woods, along with his wife Deborah.
We moved to North Carolina for a while, but that got old hat and come back. And where we're at now, we've been there about 30-some years. We live on top of the mountain.
We all used to have family gatherings, and there would be bunches of people at the house. We have cookouts out there. It's just a big area. It's fun for kids.
I will never get sick of this view.
Same here.
Randy.
Now that Randy is retired, he and Deborah plan to live out their golden years in their little slice of heaven.
I've got her. I've got 6 kids, 16 grandkids, and 1 3/4 great-grandkids.
We've got 42 years together. I like to have at least 42 more.
Randy uses his newfound spare time to help neighbors in need.
I'm finished with the wiring in your speaker. Should be good as new, David.
The neighborhood helps each other. It's a close-knit neighborhood in a lot of ways.
I can't thank you enough, Randy.
A lot of the people want to get along. A lot of times rural people out in that area depend on each other.
I've always traded with the neighborhood. I've always been a trader. You do something for us, we do something for them.
Stay for a minute. Have a drink with Randy.
Oh, wow. Thanks, John.
The goodwill between the Elmore and Woods families spans decades.
Well, when we first met him, Randy helped them out a lot. They'd buy a car from him, and he'd let them make payments because they couldn't afford it. They needed money for diapers and food and stuff, and we'd let them borrow it, but they always paid back. And everybody got along good.
It started out as a kind of a good relationship.
But it only takes one wrong move for old friends to become sworn enemies.
We are going to have you arrested. You were saying?
We've had a good life until this happened.
One morning, Randy Woods is leaving for a doctor's appointment when he spies an unknown vehicle on his property.
There was a car sitting there, and I thought, well, somebody broke down was the first thought.
You okay? Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Let's get out of your way.
He said his car broke down, and he just let it cool down, and I looked in the back seat, and here was my weed eaters, chainsaws, tools he had loaded up out of my garage.
Hey! What are you doing, man?
I reached in the car to get the keys, and he got it started and got away from me. There he went. I didn't know what the hell's going on. I didn't have the slightest idea who he was. Well, I got in my truck and followed him out the road, but I couldn't find him. I did find him when I see his car up to Elmore's house.
So Randy goes to the Elmore property, but he doesn't find his tools immediately.
With the driver of the car and his tools both missing, Randy tries a direct approach.
He talks to John Elmore, who again is his neighbor who they've known for years.
Hey, John. Randy, what are you doing here?
That's kind of the neighborly thing to do. I think they, at the time, probably had a relationship that allowed for that kind of communication.
Somebody took my tools.
What?
Yeah, and whoever took them was driving that vehicle.
You accusing my family of something?
Easy. I'm not trying to get anyone in any trouble.
He insisted nobody been out of that house. And I told him, I said, John, I know. So I told him, I said, I'm going back out. I'm talking to the law. We're coming back up here. I'm gonna find out where my tools are.
You ain't.
For them to do what they've done, the thing about it is, anytime anybody needed something out there, he'd give it to them or let them borrow it. But for them to act like that, it's hard to accept that with anybody.
Yeah, I got a report of theft.
Copy 282, good.
So what do you know about this man's tools?
I don't know anything about any tools.
The authorities question everyone on the property, including a family friend of the Elmores.
I'm just here visiting. I've been here all day.
When the deputy got the car hood was hot. You could tell the car just pulled into the driveway. He asked them who was driving the car, and they wouldn't say.
I don't gotta tell you anything, okay? Nobody does.
And he more or less kind of laid down his rules about what was going to happen if somebody didn't say where my tools was.
Somebody's spending the night in jail. Is that what you want? Officer, I just want my tools back. You sure about that?
Cops gave him a choice. You either, press charges or, this. Randy said, I'd rather have my tools.
It's mighty generous of him.
And after a little bit of a word around about it, he told us, he said, well, the tools were around the hill right there. And he took us around and showed them. He carried them all around there and hid them under a bush pile. So he started carrying it back and putting it in my truck.
Randy stays true to his word. He doesn't press charges and considers the matter settled.
Because that's sort of the neighborly thing to do, right? I mean, this is a sort of dumb young mistake.
That's the last of them.
Randy was happy to have his tools back, but that wasn't a settled issue, it turns out.
They was really mad. They all threw a fit over Randy having the police up.
People don't like to have law enforcement called on them for whatever the situation may be. It's something that, especially when you get in the more rural areas, that people have a tendency to not really want to have law enforcement unless it's something that's, in their eyes, very important.
Who does Randy think he is?
The Elmore family bands together in response to Randy's provocation.
It's not how we do things here.
Once you bring the law into their yard, the retaliation's going to keep on going. It wouldn't be over.
He should know what he's done.
If you had trouble with one of them, you had trouble with all of them. They run in a pack.
He thought all of this was settled. It was not settled for David Elmore Jr. by a long shot.
Days later, when Randy is driving along Laurel Forks Road, David Elmore Jr. sees an opportunity for revenge.
David come up behind me, blowing the horn, and just right on my bumper. What the?
He sees Randy Woods on their road. He just wants to make his message clear, I suppose.
They made our lives miserable after the first incident. It just escalated. It just kept getting worse and worse.
Some things, they just escalate out of control. You have no control over it.
After the incident with Randy Wood's tools, David Elmore still is holding a little bit of a grudge, and he runs Randy off of the road.
And then the truck quit. And I was having a little trouble out of the wiring on the truck, or gas in the water. I'm not exactly sure what it was.
But according to Randy, the nightmare isn't over yet.
Well, here comes the old man, John Elmore, off the hill. He rammed in front of my truck and started just ramming my bumper. When I finally got out of the truck, I got up and I went to my neighbor's house. I went in and called the law.
Copy your 1041 en route to Laurel Fork, 1315.
Again, the Kanawha County Sheriff's Department responds to the scene.
Arrest him, officer! He destroyed my truck!
They get statements from each side, and this is where also in the feud that it becomes apparent that there certainly are two sides to this story.
While Randy claims he was attacked, John Elmore provides a different version of events.
I was defending myself.
John Elmore indicated that he felt that Mr. Wood was going to try to hit his vehicle on the horn, trying to get him to move, out of the way. At which point he struck Mr. Wood's vehicle.
Arrest him, officer. He's the one who started it.
All right, gentlemen, calm down. Mr. Woods, do you have any proof that your neighbor started this conflict?
Proof. I saw it with my own eyes.
The law wouldn't do nothing about it. It was just tough luck.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but without any proof, there's nothing I can do.
They made me out to be some nut on the hill. They would take a story and reverse it. To me, he's supposed to have been doing what they done, and they were the poor, defenseless people on the mountain.
We did everything we can. There's not much more we can do. But it was difficult for our deputies on many occasions to get the information that we needed.
The feud between the neighbors is intensifying, yet authorities' hands are tied.
The Elmores don't want to be messed with anymore. They don't want the attention of law enforcement on them. They want it all on Randy.
And a furious Randy believes the Elmores have gotten away with another attack on his property.
They didn't have nothing no better to do than to just cause trouble. But as time went on, it just kept escalating. Each incident got a little worse.
Before long, even Randy's weekly routine adds fuel to the fire.
See ya, hon. Just go for water.
For them to drill a well to get water would be very expensive. So Randy, I do know, quite often would haul water from the nearest city water tap.
If you have to haul in your water, you have to go a few miles out the road.
The roads in that area, they are up narrow, with small shoulders also. So a lot of places on that road, if you do meet oncoming traffic, one or the other will have to pull over and let the other one pass by.
We live on a little country road. Some people's driveways are wider than our road. Where we live at, I gotta pass the Elmore's house in order to go get water.
The tight road repeatedly forces the two families into a face-off.
What are you doing? Move aside, old man! Ah, come on. Get out of the way.
There was no goodwill. They couldn't even pass each other on the road without stopping, and at least arguing.
They already didn't like each other, and to have to essentially pull off the side of the road and allow the other one to pass, that presented itself an opportunity for both parties to start trouble with each other.
Get out of the way!
Every time Randy had went out to get water, there was always something that would start, and it's frustrating not to be able to live a normal life. It made it rough on Randy.
It was quiet for a few days, not very many.
Soon, Randy is convinced Joseph Elmore is stealing gas from his property.
We wasn't sure if that's what he was doing, but every time you turn around, there was something going on with one of the Elmores.
You thief! You won't get away with it this time!
Yeah, that's just, again, something that Randy can't abide by. These people are proud. They're proud of their property. They're proud of the homes they've made, the homesteads that they have. So this would have just been really offensive, for Randy at least.
According to Randy Woods, he chases Joseph Elmore along Laurel Forks Road when suddenly his neighbor loses control of his vehicle.
He hit a tree, and it throwed him off a four-wheeler. I think it broke his collarbone, broke his arm.
And this causes the first real substantial physical injury in this feud. David and Tasha Elmore drive up and see Joseph laying in the ditch.
Oh my God, Joseph! Where is he?
What did you do to my brother?
Randy didn't sit back and keep his mouth shut. He let him know how he felt about it. Randy let him know that he wasn't going to put up with it.
I'll kill you if you come near my property again. Easy, Randy.
And it ends with Randy Woods threatening their family that if anyone in their family messes with Randy Woods again, Randy's going to kill somebody. Somebody's going to die.
Easy, Randy. Okay, we don't want any trouble.
I reached around, got the gun, brought it around. It was like Moses parted the water. Everybody got in their car and went home.
But the Elmores aren't going to let Joseph's injuries go unpunished.
They are a very close family. They stick up for each other and stick together.
a little bit later, here come the law. And they want to know what went on and why I rammed him into the tree.
It was an accident. That's not true. He's lying.
Go on, sir.
Every time Kanawha Sheriff's Office responds, there's been some kind of big incident, and there's two sides to the story, and it's hard for them to find the truth.
The Elmore side of the story was that Randy had actually struck him, and that's what caused him to lose control and was later injured.
He's lying.
Randy wasn't even near him. He was going so fast that he ran in and hit a tree.
Getting real tired of coming down here every couple days.
Eventually, the law enforcement officers end up being at their wits' end.
Unless anyone's got proof, there's really nothing I can do.
When the officer...
We saw the whole thing. That's impossible.
David Elmore told the law that he seen it happen. There was no way he seen it happen. It had been in two places at the same time, and it wasn't possible. I didn't ram him into the tree.
Coming with me, sir. You're under arrest.
What? Come on.
Randy was arrested and eventually did spend some time in jail.
You're liars. I'm an innocent man.
Because he was the one that produced a firearm and threatened Mr. Elmore. He was charged with wanton endangerment. He was allowed to plead guilty to brandishing at that time.
The Elmores are thrilled to have the law on their side.
And at the time, the Elmores actually felt relieved because they thought, we're finally getting ourselves rid of what we feel like is a problem, but that's not what happens.
After 10 days, Randy is released from jail and returns home enraged.
Only thing he did to them was run his mouth. But any man would in the right mind. But he never laid a hand on them.
Laurel Forks Road is once again the setting of confrontation when David Jr. and Joseph head out for a drive.
They were surprised whenever they saw Randy again, just less than 2 weeks after the incident.
What is he doing? Get out of his mind. Go around if you're gonna...
I wasn't going to stand by quietly and let them do what they wanted to. I'm going to come after you. That's the story.
By this time, the Elmores and the Woods saw this relationship they had as a war.
That's where that came from.
He threatened to kill the whole family at one point.
You were saying?
There's nothing worse, I don't think, than having a constant feud with your neighbors.
He's asking for it.
I know what his problem is.
It kept getting more serious and more serious.
Anything that happened to them, we got blamed for it.
The Woods are really frustrated, and they're trying to do anything they can think of to get the results they want.
Randy was harassed more than any man should ever be.
In a way, it's kind of a help.
According to the Elmores, Randy escalated the feud when he started tormenting them at home.
The Elmores say that their experience was that Randy Woods would run the road on his ATV constantly. I can't hear myself think.
I know.
It's situations like this that were just almost constantly happening, almost on a weekly basis.
We are going to have you arrested.
They had a lot of family up there that was impacted by this. So in this case, the Elmores had to resort to calling
a small department, right? You can't call us every time your neighbor makes some noise.
Law enforcement just has to keep coming out there. But even the police at this point start to get frustrated, just because it does feel to them like maybe they in some way are being used as a weapon.
He's doing it on purpose. They're liars.
The Elmores would make certain allegations, and Mr. Wood would have his own version of it, a different version of it. One person's word basically against another.
Next time, get some proof, or I will be forced to charge you with false reporting. You got that?
We kept trying to get people to calm down. You try to help people. You give them the best advice you can, and quite often they don't take your advice, and it just keeps escalating and escalating. And unfortunately, that happened in this case.
A few weeks later, Deborah and Randy are playing with their grandchild when, according to them, David Jr.'s aunt, Cora May, triggers a new wave in the war.
Hey, there you go.
Something that's kind of common along these country roads where there's not a ton of traffic is the kids tend to get out into the roads, and kids will be kids.
May Elmore come out the road. get the damn little MFers out of the damn road. If you don't get them out of the road, I'm going to run over top of them. Yada, yada, yay, yay, yay.
That's my grandchild.
Leave my family out of it. If you want me, come at me. But you go mess with my family, you're messing with something that's going to get you hurt. I don't care.
Randy races off to give Cora May a piece of his mind.
Obscenities were shouted to and from both parties. Randy gets in his vehicle and starts tailing Cora.
But when he pulls up to the Elmore property, he quickly realizes he's outnumbered.
And this is where the numbers of the Elmore family really take effect or work against Randy. They block Randy in.
Now, I didn't have a gun with me. If I'd had a gun with me, maybe we'd have stopped and argued. Maybe we'd have had words. But it wouldn't have laid out the way it laid out. I didn't know what was going to happen was going to happen.
Oh, come on.
According to Randy Woods, David Elmore Jr. makes the first move.
David Jr. had a steel pipe.
What's this all about?
Well, he took a swing and hit me with the pipe. I think the first hit hit me in the head, and that knocked me backwards. Hit me in the side of the head, knocked my dentures out, knocked my hearing aid out.
They start assaulting him with pipes. They knock out his teeth. I mean, like, his ears are almost severed. It's a really brutal and violent attack.
I'll show you to mess with us.
Through sheer force of will, Randy makes it back to his vehicle.
So even though he's battered and beaten and bloodied, Randy Woods is still able to make it home.
This one? That's right. This is what happens. This is me.
When I looked at him, he was barely walking. I don't know how the man even drove home. His clothes, he was drenched in blood. I've never seen anybody look as bad as him.
When I'm minding my own business again, not bothering nobody, not doing nothing again. Thank you. They beat me and left me for dead. My wife called the law. Told him what happened.
Copy 61-111 at 1327.
And again, the Kanawha Sheriff's Office responds. They talk to Randy Woods, they talk to the Elmores, and they're, again, two different sides of the same story.
Is that how it went down? He's crazy, officer. No. This is how it really happened.
David Jr. explains that the Elmores were simply acting in self-defense.
Cora Elmore was driving on the road, and Randy then got into a vehicle and chased Cora.
So Randy goes to the Elmore property, and then the Elmores sort of rally.
Look around, buddy. You're outnumbered.
And Randy goes and grabs a large rock, throws it at David Elmore, and hits him, bruises him, and then a brawl ensues. David Elmore had obtained a pipe and started to hit Randy with it.
Even though Randy claims he's the only victim, David Jr.'s family corroborates his story.
Not again! This isn't right! What are you doing?
So this time, both men are taken into custody.
No, this isn't right.
By throwing that rock, Randy took a verbal situation and turned it into a physical situation, which is why he was criminally charged in that. But due to the amount of injuries that Randy sustained in that, David Elmore was also charged.
Hey! Stop!
David Jr. is released on bond, while Randy faces another 10 days in jail. For the Woods family, it's a humiliating defeat.
And again, he's called the police on the Elmores, and again, he was arrested. He starts to get really frustrated because he just wants the police to help him not have to deal with the Elmores, basically, and just stop the trouble.
For him to have went to jail is what made me the maddest. Because he shouldn't have went to jail for something they did. I couldn't get him out of jail for 10 days. He laid there with his head busted. I was scared to death he was going to get an infection and die on me.
When Randy returns home, he prepares to take matters into his own hands.
As soon as he was out, then it started again. And it was just ongoing, back and forth.
Hell out of me, something's going to happen this time. This time they went too far.
The next time Randy encounters David Jr. and Tasha Elmore on Laurel Forks Road,
What's your game, Woods?
he plans on scaring them straight.
Randy then produced a weapon, fired a shot from that weapon.
I think they did in their own way. Each family wanted this to end, that they wanted to get the last word.
When I get started, I'm not going to quit till one of us is laying on the ground. That's plain and simple. That I've told them all the way along. I don't play games.
You were saying?
Anybody could see this was getting to a point where something bad was going to happen.
So you want to beat up an old man again?
What's the use of calling the law if nothing's going to be done? I got tired of it. I dealt with it myself, and that was sort of my mistake, but it was the only thing we could do.
Screw this.
That Randy was later charged with another count of wanton endangerment for producing that gun.
See this one?
So around this time, David Elmore Jr.'s father, David Sr., passes away pretty unexpectedly. Having your father pass away so unexpectedly would be hard for anyone, and it certainly is difficult for David Jr. to deal with. And it seems like the way that David Jr.'s grief manifests is not an internal process for him by any means. It seems to play out against Randy Woods.
It's all his fault!
David Elmore was boo-hoo because I put David under so much stress, or we'd done so much stuff to him that David died over stress.
Randy had nothing to do with it. The guy was an alcoholic. I mean, his daddy never had a day that went by that he didn't drink. And David couldn't accept the thought of his daddy, gone. The boy just never quit.
Come on, Randy! Let's do this right now! Fight me, Randy!
According to Deborah, she later catches her husband and David Jr. in another standoff.
I'm sick of this. Let's go. Let's finish this, Randy. Fight me! Come on!
He comes at me. Come up here, you son of a bitch. I'm going to kick your ass.
Let's do it, Randy, then.
According to one side, Mr. Elmore began a confrontation with Mr. Wood. Of course, the other side indicated that Mr. Wood was the aggressor. It just ended up being almost a free-for-all type thing between the two men and their wives.
Do it! Give me a reason! Come on!
Him and Randy was into it, and he kept on telling Randy to come and get him. Randy said, buddy, I'm too old for this mess.
Let's finish this right now!
Look at it, I told you, stay away. I'm too old for this.
As Randy tells it, Tasha escalates the fight.
Get lost!
So we stood there and argued. He took her fingernail and scratched it outside my head, trying to get in my eyeball. My wife jumped and grabbed her by the back of the head and jerked her backwards.
Honey, I took my keys and slammed them into her and got her by the hair of the head, got her off of his back. She knocked me to the ground and kicked me.
Go on! Get lost!
As quickly as it started, the brawl dissipates.
Okay, sweetheart.
We called the law. We told them what happened.
I'm gonna need an ambulance.
They come out and took our statements, took David and Tasha's statements.
Without proper evidence, police won't file charges. But the damage to Deborah's face is severe.
Oh, she blocked my face pretty good. And that's the first time I've ever been in the middle of a fight. But nobody's going to do that to him. I mean, if I have to, I'll do it again.
There was nothing ever done about it. They was allowed to kick my wife in the face. And nothing ever done about it. That burns you.
The once peaceful community along Laurel Forks Road is a powder keg, ready to blow.
I think it finally just got to the point where it was escalating so much that they felt that they had to do whatever they could do.
Whether they knew it or not, it seemed like the only way this was going to end was for somebody to die, because neither side was willing to back down.
2017, it was alleged that Randy Woods was traveling on his ATV.
As he continues down Laurel Forks Road, Randy spots David Elmore Jr.
Instead of letting each other pass, they just can't let anything pass between them, even air. So they stop.
What?
There's a verbal altercation, again with threats against each other's lives, against their families, and nobody thinks they're wrong.
You don't belong here. Get that ATV off the road. Get out of here.
And this time, Randy hits David Jr. where it hurts.
You keep talking like that, you're gonna see your daddy real soon.
David Elmore, his resolution to this conflict is to grab the first thing that he can find in his car.
What do you got? Come on.
Nobody wants to see anybody get killed for any reason. It was unfortunate that the one thing that we were all afraid of happening actually happened.
I just went numb.
What do you want?
Randy pulls over on the side of the road. The Elmores pull up beside of him. And, of course, as it always does, a verbal argument starts between the two parties.
You're gonna meet your daddy real soon.
At that point, David pulls out a can of wasp killer.
I knew what was coming. I said, oh, hell no, to myself or to them too, and I defended myself. I got the gun. I brought the gun around.
But David Jr. strikes again with the bug spray.
So they got him again. They had him trapped where he couldn't move.
He sprayed me the second time I told the truth. I heard screaming, and I figured this is in my brain thinking, I got somebody. I just hit somebody. I didn't know how, what, when, where. I didn't know what was coming. My thought was get the hell out of there. I shot the gas to the four-wheeler. I went in the house. I was wiping my eyes and my face off. I called 911.
911.
I believe I just shot somebody.
Okay, you just shot somebody?
Well, they attacked me. I had a pistol and I pulled the trigger. And they were screaming when I left. So I don't know what I done to who, but I'm not staying out there and getting the hell beat out of me.
He has shot someone and he thinks he might have killed him, but at this point he doesn't know.
Minutes later, officers descend on the Woods property, and the horrific shooting begins to unravel.
Randy got hit with the wasp and hornet spray. At that point, Randy takes that pistol, fires a shot in the direction of the truck. According to Randy, he can't see. But as he fires a shot, it goes through Cora's left forearm and then enters and exits her forearm, travels through, and then also strikes Mr. Elmore in the chest.
David?
After the shooting occurred, Randy flees the scene. And then Tasha gets out, and once she realizes what has happened, she climbs into the front seat and tries to put pressure on David Elmore's wounds.
Don't do this to me, okay? Stay with me. Call somebody, do something!
They immediately began CPR on David, but ultimately he succumbed to his injuries and died. That was a fatal gunshot wound that he had. Officers took possession of the firearm and possession of Randy. He was arrested and he was taken to jail and booked on first-degree murder charges.
It was a nightmare to me. See, I wasn't home.
Deputies, please. Should be here any second.
And I tried to make it home. I was trying to get myself home so I could be with him. It must have been 3 or 4 days, maybe a week before I got to see him, to talk to him.
As news of the murder spreads around Clendenin, residents are shocked to learn that
disagreements, it progressed to physical stuff, then it progressed to weapons. We did everything that we could to stop this from happening, to stop this from progressing, and it simply didn't.
When something like this happens, which is very unusual because it is a rural area, it's talked about and thought about for years to come.
On March 28, 2019, almost 2 years after the shooting, Randy Woods goes on trial.
Randy Woods eventually pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter, and that is an intentional killing, but it doesn't have the malice or the premeditation.
He didn't go out there to shoot him on purpose. You know, it was a bad accident. It's just one big nightmare.
In the end, Randy takes a plea deal and is sentenced to 5 years in prison.
The reporter who ended up to go cover Randy Woods' arraignment said that she couldn't believe that Randy Woods would kill anybody because to her he looked just like, you know, somebody's old grandpa. And of course he is somebody's grandpa, but he's somebody's grandpa who shot and killed someone.
If either one of them wouldn't have stopped in the road and kept going, if the Elmores wouldn't have stopped, or if Randy wouldn't have stopped, then they would have just kept going their ways, go back to their homes, and this would never occur.
It was self-defense, 100%. And there was nothing I could do, nothing else I could say. And God above knows I never intended to start that day out to shoot nobody.
The Elmore family is left devastated by the loss of David Jr.
I wish it was different. I feel sorry for his kids because they grew up without a daddy. No matter what he was or who he was, that was daddy. I hate that it happened, but I didn't do it. They done it.
It's quiet out there on the hill right now. May moved away. Tasha and her kids all in Florida. There's only a third of them up there now, and there was probably 5 families. But it's heartbreaking.
While incarcerated, Randy's health quickly deteriorates. He's released from prison after 2.5 years and returns to his property on Laurel Forks Road, where he and Deborah still live today.
By the time Randy Woods reached a plea deal and was sentenced, he'd spent enough time in jail that he got credit for time served. He only ended up spending 1 more year in the state's custody before he was released.
Over time, normalcy returns to the winding mountain trail.
I don't know how many years God's left us on this earth, but we're going to enjoy him, and they ain't going to put us down for it. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in misery because I pulled the trigger.
But for the community of Clendenin, the tragedy is hard to...
He's upset. Everybody knows, one person or another. Law enforcement get to know these people, and, we're human too. We don't want anybody hurt.
Yes, this was a murder. A tragedy certainly happened here, but nobody's hands were completely clean. There was no goodwill or good faith between these families.
It's always a treat when the community goes all out for Halloween. But there's always one neighbor who goes too far.
The entire neighborhood did not like the way that the skeleton looked.
The skeleton's not really appropriate for a lot of the younger kids on the street.
The time of year, scary things happen. I'll take the propaganda down
when that thing goes.
There's no reasoning with.
And suddenly, the neighborhood becomes a place where scary things happen.
Mom? Dad?
And the monster remains, even after Halloween has long gone.
Get off my property! I wouldn't told anybody, don't go over there. Just don't go there.
911, where is your emergency? My neighbor shot my husband.
We believe this case was a cold-blooded, calculated execution.
Open anywhere, why don't you leave? A social man as pathetic as you!
A convenient 45-minute drive southeast of Philadelphia, West Goshen Township is a desirable middle-class suburb.
We were named in 2013, I believe, one of the top 10 communities to live in the entire country.
The neighborhoods are typically quiet, suburban, residential neighborhoods. Each house is on about a half acre to an acre of land.
Oh! Pretty good. Put your hands a little lower on the stick to get more power.
West Goshen is home to Brooks and Jill Jennings and their son Matthew.
Here I go.
So I grew up in East Goshen Township, which is right next door to West Goshen. And always very fond of it, very fond of the community. So when Brooks and I started looking for a home, it would be in that surrounding community. Oh! Who's that for a little warm-up treat?
Oh, you read my mind. Come on, Matthew. Give me a high five first. That's my boy.
And it was a very social neighborhood. A great place to walk, to have your family grow up. And we knew just about everybody in the neighborhood.
Jill runs a design service from home. Brooks works in fire damage remediation.
Brooks Jennings has been described as the mayor of the neighborhood. He wanted to be friends with everybody, and everybody wanted to be friends with him.
When anyone new moves to the street, the mayor extends a warm welcome.
Now, what do you say we go over and say hi?
Yeah. There was a gentleman that lives next door to us by the name of Bill McGowan or a walker. Brooks would check on him and see if he needed anything. They would talk on a regular basis.
Now Bill's daughter Shannon is moving in, along with her husband, Clayton Carter, and their daughter Colleen.
Be careful there, Dad.
He was having trouble with his day-to-day activities, so the Carters moved into the McGill residence to help him get around from day to day.
Hey, you must be our new neighbors.
Hello.
Brooks Jennings.
This is my wife Jill and our son Matthew.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm Bill's daughter.
Nice to meet you.
Clayton.
Here.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
And this is our daughter, Colleen.
Colleen's beautiful daughter. Bill told us he'd be moving in.
Brooks has a long-established and great relationship with Bill, so the Jennings expect to get along well with the Carters.
Well, if you guys ever need anything, you know where we live. Looks like I'm out of the penalty box. Third period's calling. All right, take care.
Thanks.
Nice
Bye.
Welcome.
Nice meeting you.
The Carters have relocated from nearby Leola, Pennsylvania, where Clayton worked as a mobile home park operator. He's now retired.
Clayton was a car guy, had several vehicles in different states of repair in his garage. So he had one or two cars in a driveway, a pickup truck, and a Harley Davidson.
Clayton, beautiful bike. How many cc's on that?
1,500.
1,500. Beautiful.
The Carters were there for about a month, and we didn't know them very well at all.
I know you're settling in and getting used to the neighborhood. Thought it'd be nice to meet some of our neighbors. We're having a get-together.
Brooks was throwing a surprise 40th birthday party for me.
Yeah, sure.
You guys should all come by.
Yeah, if we can make it, we'll be there.
All right. We'll see you there.
Appreciate
it. Let me
it.
know what kind of beer you drink.
Thank you.
All right.
Brooks hopes his gesture will help the Carters feel at home, but instead, it will lead to bloodshed and heartbreak.
Game of football, guys.
For now, life unfolds as it always has, including another party hosted by the mayor.
Jennings regularly organized barbecues, parties, gatherings with the neighborhood, even some golf trips.
On barbecue here.
At these get-togethers, Brooks likes everyone to join the fun.
Brooks pulled me aside and said, I just want to let you know, I invited Bill and the Carters to come over to your party.
Hey, the party animal's here.
And he said, I just wanted to make sure if we're having a good time and if we get loud, I want them to feel comfortable that they can come over and talk to us, and not get upset about it.
Bill can always be counted on to show up.
Look who it is. I hope you came hungry, Bill.
I did.
Okay.
Yet Brooks can't help but notice.
Well, let me set you up.
Bill talked to everybody, and he got a plate of food. Nobody else came over, and there were no issues.
Little do the Jennings know, there is an issue. The new next-door neighbors aren't planning on coming to any parties, ever.
Mr. Carter liked to keep to himself. He liked to do his own thing, even if he was invited to these parties, which many of the times he was early on in the relationship with the neighborhood. He would always decline because that wasn't what interested him.
Oh, down there getting loaded in front of their kids.
Well, that's their choice.
He didn't like the way that the neighborhood would gather together to party and drink, and he didn't like that kids were involved.
Doesn't make it right.
No, I know, but...
Well, generally speaking, there's nothing wrong with keeping to yourself. It just was not the norm for this specific neighborhood.
Clayton likes his private space, which for him extends all the way down to the street.
Clayton was very, protective of the space in front of his house because he would shuffle cars back and forth and wanted to reserve that space strictly for him or his family.
Typically, this is not a street that is heavily trafficked by vehicles.
But thanks to Brooks' party, all the parking spots are filling up.
Well, Clayton didn't like that, and Clayton didn't want anybody parking in front of his house.
I swear if that idiot dents my car.
Clayton wants everyone to know these are his parking spots. When one of Brooks' guests goes to leave, she finds she's been blocked in.
Apparently, Clayton had parked his car up against the back of her car, went in the house and got the keys and backed up the other car so that she couldn't get out. And when she tried to get out, she struggled for quite a while. And she finally was able to get out, but she tapped the car.
This affront sets Clayton off.
And he claimed that it was a hit and run and called the police. It was just, in our opinion, crazy. It didn't make any sense.
Brooks?
This was the first time that we ever witnessed anything that Clayton had done that was just such unusual, bizarre behavior of anyone. that we realized something here isn't quite right.
There's not even a scratch on his car. Why would he call in for this?
Anyway, I don't want to come back again for a noise complaint. Time to wrap things up.
The neighborhood was miserable. I truly believe that.
The Jennings soon learned the incident is not a one-off. It's the new normal on the street.
He was always out working on his cars or his motorcycles. He was very territorial. He couldn't go near the property. And nor would you want to, honestly, especially if he was outside, because he was just so intimidating.
And it just raised eyebrows and gave people a funny feeling, or that sixth sense that something's wrong here with this guy.
What the hell are you doing? Don't park in front of our place right now!
It just escalated. It escalated a lot.
Tension with Clayton, it grew and grew, and I knew that we just needed to avoid him as much as possible.
Relations have soured with new neighbor next door, Clayton Carter. Jill and Brooks Jennings see the same thing happen to their friendship with his live-in father-in-law, Bill McGill.
Hey, Bill! How's your week been?
So after Clayton and Shannon moved in, that's really when the relationship with Bill kind of stopped. Over time, Bill kind of just got a little bit distant, not being responsive.
It's tough to lose an old friend, but the neighborhood is still a great place to live, especially with Halloween on the horizon.
All right, buddy. Let's get those pumpkins out of the trunk.
But this year, something next door is scaring Matthew Jennings.
Carter put a skeleton outside near a large tree on his front lawn as a Halloween decoration. Generally, the entire neighborhood did not like the way that the skeleton looked. It frightened some of the children.
No surprise, Brooks steps up for the whole neighborhood.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, that skeleton's not really appropriate for a lot of the younger kids on the street.
Clayton did not like to be told what to do.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, but it kind of goes over that line. It's really scary to my son, especially.
It's the time of year that scary things happen.
There's no reasoning with him, so what's the point?
Do you think, though, you could maybe move it to your backyard? Please?
No.
Like it, then don't look at it. It's not your house.
The skeleton is staying right where it is, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. The community mayor has been shut out for good. And the new guy in town couldn't care less what others think.
Clayton wanted to be left alone. He wasn't here to make friends.
Clayton may not be keen on his neighbors, but he's crazy about his cars and motorcycles. And his hobby takes up a lot of space.
He would work on his cars or his motorcycles or whatever project he was working on at the time in his driveway. So what he would do was he would park his cars out onto the street. It came to be assumed that there was an unwritten rule that those were his spots because they were outside of his house.
Nobody was allowed to park in front of their house. If that happened, there were consequences.
Just putting out the garbage and taking a precious parking spot is enough to push Clayton's buttons.
Hey! What are you doing?
Brooks had put the trash cans out, and Clayton was gonna run them over.
Hey, if we can't park in front of your place, don't park in front of ours. There's plenty of space around here. Hello? Don't turn the car off. Clayton, you're not leaving it here.
I am. It's a public street. I can park there if I want to.
No. Street. That's fine. What are you going to do?
Shannon was standing in front of the trash cans, and she was trying to calm him down, but he was obviously in a rage that we would dare put our trash cans out too close to his truck.
Come on, Clayton, please. Let's go. Sorry, Brooks.
That's right. Listen to your wife.
I don't know how you get such rage over that. It just doesn't make any sense. But honestly, not a whole lot made sense with Clayton.
We don't want any trouble.
I don't care if you want any trouble.
No, we
You
don't
get
want
my
any-
dog, but you make my dog go crazy.
Listen, they're just kids. They're just kids. They're just playing basketball. No, we don't need this. Have some respect. Come on, let's go. We don't need
Brooks could see Clayton, what he believed was following this woman and her 2 children.
Just staring at her and keeping pace with her as she walked past the house.
No, leave her alone.
Leave me alone. Leave my dog alone. Your kids are antagonizing the hell out of him. Hey, it's unbelievable. What do you think you're doing?
So Brooks decided to step in and went over and confronted Clayton about this, and the 2 men began to yell at each other.
What, are you some kind of Girl Scout now?
Oh, is that supposed to be an insult?
Oh, God, get out of my way.
He called Brooks a Girl Scout. And it was because he took care of the people in the neighborhood. And I just think that it bothered Clayton to some degree.
Walking around like you own the neighborhood.
It's like kids calling each other names, doing anything they can to provoke.
This is just another instance of Brooks Jennings taking it upon himself to step in for a neighbor, someone who he believed he could protect.
This time, the usual shouting match rises to a whole new level.
He makes it very clear to us that he has a gun.
Anytime that you bring a gun out, you're escalating things tenfold.
Clayton wanted to make a point that if you keep doing this, this is what's going to happen. This is what can happen.
Fortunately, Clayton backs off before anyone gets hurt. But the neighborhood is on high alert.
These kids were bouncing their ball, making my dog go crazy.
A neighbor who witnessed the altercation has called the police.
Calm down. What are you talking about?
Clayton contends Brooks intervened in a matter that didn't concern him.
Mr. Carter told police that the children outside bouncing their basketball was making his dog go crazy, making his dog bark.
His comment to the police was that he felt threatened by us.
For my family, it's unbelievable.
Clayton is a very, very smart man. He knows exactly what his boundaries are and what he can accomplish.
I think I have everything I need. Thanks so much.
Clayton Carter is allowed to possess a firearm. He's allowed to have it in his hand. It can be argued that him just possessing it was threatening, but it didn't break the law at the time.
Nothing was done by the police. This is going to be what we're going to have to deal with living here.
And living here soon becomes a true nightmare.
It wasn't a matter of if things were going to come to a head. It was a matter of when they were going to come to a head.
Once a firearm is introduced to any situation, tensions typically seem to rise. People are more on edge.
One night, frightening sounds ring out on the cozy street Brooks and Jill Jennings call home.
It was so loud, and I shot straight up out of bed.
Mom? Dad?
I think it's gunshots coming from right next door.
We all knew that he had a gun.
Thankfully, neighbor Clayton Carter isn't firing any weapons. But he is waking up the entire neighborhood.
Clayton was out in the driveway, in the garage, revving the motorcycle. And it's pretty loud, and it goes on for a little while.
It's calling a noise complaint against my neighbor.
I responded to a call for a noise complaint in the neighborhood. I tuned in the motorcycle or working on it that night.
This time, Clayton plays the good neighbor, happy to oblige. Brooks doesn't buy it for a second. He still stands watch for the whole neighborhood. Halloween has long come and gone, yet Clayton's skeleton still sits in his yard.
It would get a New Year's hat at New Year's time, an American flag hat at 4th of July. Every holiday it had something different.
He was told that it was upsetting some people, and he seemed to get some joy out of that and refused to take it down.
Hey! Is that thing a permanent fixture now or something?
Oh, come on, it's just a lawn ornament.
It's just plain offensive at this point.
That's offensive?
That's offensive. Clayton and Brooks were on opposite ends of the political spectrum.
You have a problem with my politics now.
Politics? Come on, you're out of your mind. Breathing idiot.
This was just one of the many reasons that Brooks and Clayton would disagree and argue.
It's just a ballpark talking haircut.
I think there is a clear territorial battle because one person was there and had been there for a long time and didn't really like the way that this person was turning the neighborhood.
Brooks, everybody!
Did you not hear me? Brooks, get inside. Come on, ignore him, okay? It's enough. Let it go.
You have two people who were both right in their own mind and right in their actions.
Instead of appeasing Clayton by removing the sign, Brooks doubles down.
You can't throw a stone and hide your hand, right? You know you're making someone mad.
What the hell is this? You put whatever you want on your lawn, so do I.
I'll take that propaganda down.
I'll take them down when that thing goes.
The skeleton does not budge. Brooks' signs stay up too. So Clayton hits back with his own sign, making fun of candidate Donald Trump's use of social media.
I believe Clayton just was putting the signs up to irritate Brooks and or any other Republicans in the neighborhood. It's a tit for tat, a retaliation.
In this ongoing feud, Clayton always gets close to, but never crosses, a legal line. Which doesn't make it any easier for the Jennings to live next door.
I used to come out of my house every weekday at the same time to get Matthew off the bus. Clayton would start to understand our schedule. Wait, at the end of the driveway when I walk by. I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish here other than to let me know you're in charge and try to intimidate me. But I also didn't want my son to think this was normal. I was very concerned for Matthew's safety. It was a very stressful living environment.
Every day brings the same choice for these neighbors. Make peace or war. Today, Brooks tries for peace.
Brooks Jennings was outside chipping golf balls, and he saw Clayton Carter outside of his house.
He wanted to speak with Clayton and settle this once and for all. Brooks had a golf club. I know he was a big golfer. I don't know why he took it over there. Was it to defend himself or to intimidate Clayton? I don't know, and I'll never know.
Look, I don't want any problems, Brooks, all right? Just get off my property.
I'm not trying to cause any trouble.
You're doing a great job for not get off my property, Brooks.
That's an extremely dangerous move on Jennings' behalf. There is absolutely no circumstance under which you walk onto someone's property and try to assert dominance.
No, just take it easy. Just get off my property. I don't want any more.
Clayton needs to show he means business.
Hey, get off my property. There's no need for that.
When he's told to leave, has to leave. So he's, being a defiant trespasser if he won't leave.
We're not done yet.
Brooks didn't want to take no for an answer. It's in his DNA. It's his personality to try and push and push.
And maybe this time, he has pushed too far.
I would have told anybody, don't go over there.
Get off. Whoa. My property. Okay, easy. I will not tell you again.
Our officers responded out there. And again, they tried to mediate the situation.
Go home.
Clayton told police that he did in fact go and retrieve a handgun because he felt that Brooks, given the opportunity, may attack him with the golf club. He explained that I have every right to protect myself. Which, again, is true.
Brooks came home scared to death. I've never seen him shake like that before.
The neighborhood was definitely on edge for a lot of reasons when it came to Clayton Carter. They believed that he was going out of his way to strike fear and to just cause a general disturbance.
Clayton gets the message. It's him against the neighborhood. Brooks is not going to let his community be bullied at the end of the tunnel.
Clayton had a conversation with one of the neighbors that the Carters were planning on moving when the daughter graduated from high school. There was this sense of disbelief. Like, really, this is going to happen? I can't even imagine. We really thought there was hope on the horizon that we were going to have a better life and our neighborhood would get back to normal.
Then, in an instant, all hope is dashed.
Brooks.
Diana!
Have you heard the latest?
No, what's going on?
The rumor is he's staying.
That same neighbor had another conversation with Clayton. He said, so when are you guys moving now that, your daughter's graduated from high school? He said, oh yeah, wouldn't everybody in the neighborhood like that? Well, we're not going anywhere.
What are we gonna do?
It was like the light on the candle was blown out. And any hopes of a normal life were gone.
And on a fateful day in 2017, the neighborhood nightmare reaches a tragic conclusion.
We learned that Brooks had consumed some alcoholic beverages that day at the restaurant or having lunch with his friends. And then when he got home, again, continued to drink.
Trapped in a toxic feud, even happy sounds can trigger an emotional eruption.
I got it in the box. Oh, looks like you're a little too short, kid. No, Dad. 2 points, right?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. And Brooks began to record Clayton with his cell phone.
Oh, what the hell are you doing now?
And they were having a verbal altercation back and forth. They were calling each other names.
I really just don't understand why Jennings felt the need to film and to antagonize Carter that day.
Don't mind me, man. Just getting him over the scrapbook.
Maybe his judgment was impaired by the alcohol, and it made him go poke the bear, so to speak, or to confront Clayton once and for all.
Get off my property! Oh, you're not leaving your property!
That's menacing. That's threatening.
Oh, you mean your father-in-law's? Stop living on a bill, you sponge!
Brooks called Clayton a sponge because what he believed was that he was sponging off of his father-in-law.
I'm calling the cops.
You're a wreck. Damn it.
The police responded within a few minutes and immediately spoke with Clayton and each other to act like adults and live in a peaceful and orderly manner.
Both men withdraw to their side of the battle lines. But this is just a pause in the hostilities.
So I got home about 9:15 that night. We got Matthew to bed and came back downstairs, and Brooks was telling me that he had, there was an incident with Clayton, and they started having words back and forth. And, I don't know exactly what was said. So my response was, oh great, what is he going to damage tonight?
Next door, things are also on edge after the earlier shouting match in the back garden.
Listen, I need a few things from the store, so why don't you just, get in a car, go for a ride, just cool down, okay? Can you do that? Okay, thanks.
Carter went to the local grocery store, which is only a few minutes from his house. He bought several household items, including kitty litter.
In the meantime, Brooks has come outside.
Brooks started cleaning out the garage so that he could put one of the cars in the garage. And he set up a spotlight shining on the cars.
There's a floodlight on the ground on the driveway. And there's another floodlight in the netting of a basketball hoop shining towards the Carter residence. When Clayton arrived back at his house, he attempted to parallel park out on the street. And as Clayton was trying to parallel park in between two cars, Brooks was sitting in his own driveway and shining some sort of floodlight towards Clayton, making it difficult for him to see and therefore difficult for him to parallel park. We believe that Clayton got frustrated with this process, gave up on parallel parking, and pulled his car into his driveway to unload the groceries that he just picked up.
Clayton goes into the house, carries in the kitty litter. He says that when he goes out to park his car, Brooks is there shining the lights in his face, blinding him, and he can't see to park. This infuriates Clayton. Clayton just snapped, and he drove across the front yard in a fit of rage and gets out, and the two of them begin to argue.
How do you like it, huh?
Yeah, well, there's lots of spaces on the street to park, for God's sake.
There's lots of places on the street. You parked right in front of my house.
This dispute had been taking place now for years.
To your house.
Hey,
The voices die down, and for a moment, everything is still. Then, a terrifying sound.
And I'm sitting there and I hear a gunshot.
Something snapped, and he had had enough and was going to end this once and for all. And that's what he
The escalation, the constant antagonism, all of that stuff adds up to a point where all hell breaks loose.
I see something laying on the ground, which I quickly realized was Brooks. And I see Clayton standing over top of him. And I see Clayton's arm extended with the gun in it. And I see Clayton then shoot Brooks in the head.
911, where is your emergency? My neighbor shot my husband. Okay, where's your husband right now? He's laying on the ground. Okay, can you tell me where he is? He's laying on the ground. No, your neighbor. Where's your neighbor?
He's here. He's right here. He's standing over him.
Does he still have the gun?
He has the gun, yes. Put the gun down.
Walk away from him.
Oh, I can't. Where is he? Brooks, are you there? In the head.
My heart was in my throat. I leaned over Brooks.
Brooks, listen to me. Brooks, just listen, okay? You're gonna be okay.
I was inches from his face. I tried to see where he was shot.
Listen to me. Please listen to me.
I think there was an angel there protecting me from seeing things I shouldn't have seen. Because all I could see was this white haze, and I couldn't focus on anything. It didn't even look like he was shot.
The entry wounds are very small,
We have a lot of people coming here right now. There's one at the street.
but Brooks has been shot twice in the face.
As they arrive on the scene, Clayton is still standing over top of Brooks. He's still holding the gun in his hand. Now, the officers, they order Clayton to the ground and they detain Clayton.
I was constantly looking up at the window, seeing if Matthew's awake.
They tried to resuscitate Mr. Jennings. They tried any and all life-saving techniques that they could, but unfortunately, it was too late.
Our medical personnel made the final determination that
Collapsed on the step. I just couldn't believe he was going so fast, and that this has happened in my neighborhood, in my home.
Clayton Carter was taken back to the West Goshen Township Police Department, where he was questioned with his attorney present.
Clayton insists he had to defend himself.
And I got out of the car and I said, "What in the hell is your problem? Why are you putting the light in my face when I'm trying to drive? Why are you putting it when I'm trying to park?"
Nobody likes you!
It was a nasty exchange.
He reveals he grabbed the gun when he went inside to unload his groceries.
Clay?
When I went back out to park, I had the pistol in my sweat jacket. I said, "If he comes out here,"
Ah, you're back for more, huh?
Go play with your lights, Brooks. I'm done with you.
And he starts insulting me with this stuff about, why are you here? You should go. And we get into back and forth, and he said, nobody in this neighborhood likes you, and you're trailer trash.
What is your problem?
Then, Clayton makes a shocking claim.
You're my problem.
He tells police Brooks was armed with a knife.
And before I know it, there's a knife at my stomach. He's got a knife at my stomach. And when I saw it, all I saw was the blade. And when I saw that blade, I took the pistol out and I shot him. And when he went down, I shot him again.
Clayton Carter reiterated many times throughout his interview that he shot 2 times, and both times were in self-defense.
I guess in my brain was, this guy's gonna try to kill me now. That was what was in my mind. It felt like he was trying to fake me out. I didn't even see a wound. When he went down, I didn't see a wound. I shot him a second time because I thought that he was going to get back up and get me with the knife. That's what I thought.
Detective Maurer has questions about the knife Brooks allegedly brought with him to attack Clayton.
When we test that knife, are we going to find your DNA on that knife? I don't think so. You don't think so? I don't think so. No.
The knife found beside Brooks' body, supposedly belonging to him, is sent for DNA testing.
The DNA results came back that Brooks Jennings' DNA was on the knife.
Authorities find another hole in Clayton's story. He says he fired 2 shots quickly, one after the other, but thanks to audio caught on a neighbor's security camera, detectives can hear there was in fact 12 seconds between the 2 shots, giving Clayton ample time to plant the knife beside Brooks, reposition himself, take aim, and fire a second round. Police now have a clear picture of what transpired that night.
We believe this case was a cold-blooded, calculated execution.
And at the end, the jury saw it exactly how we believed that it happened.
On August 29th, 2019, Clayton Carter is sentenced to life in prison without parole for the first-degree murder of Brooks Jennings.
To know that in my son's lifetime he will never, ever be worried that that man will be out of prison.
At the sentencing hearing, Clayton maintains he was acting in self-defense.
When Clayton stood up, he basically said that I'm the victim here. I was picked on by everybody in this neighborhood.
Shannon and Colleen Carter continue to live next door to the Jennings for another year, but move out once Shannon's father, Bill, passes away. Jill and Matthew still reside in the same house.
Even though Clayton Carter's in jail for the rest of his life, they'll never be able to hug their husband or hug their dad ever again. There's nothing that you can do to replace that. No amount of justice or no penalty can bring him back.
It was a very difficult process to try to handle my own well-being, my mental well-being, and try to heal from what I had seen.
In the wake of her husband's murder, Jill is embraced by friends and family.
I would not have been able to come through this as well as I have without the support of all of them. The support of the community. Our neighbors decided that they wanted to have the pond in the neighborhood dedicated to Brooks, and then they had a ceremony and a dedication. And it's just a constant reminder of how much he was loved.
Come on, one more shot.
My dad, he's always the person that was there if you needed him. Even closer with my mom, and I didn't know how to embrace my mom's emotions. I didn't know how to be there for her. So usually my grandpa would tell me to go give her a hug, and I would see her smile, and that would kind of brighten my day, seeing her emotions change just after a simple hug.